I'm live. It says I'm live. So let's see who we get popped in here. You guys don't know, I am on Metaphysical Meanderings too. I had to start my podcast over. I'm going to try again on my Spotify to see if I can get this worked out. They don't want to release. I'm having a hard time releasing my old podcast rights to me. I get paid from them. It's weird. I am on Metaphysical Meanderings too, but that's okay because soon sorry, it's bad camera. Soon I'm going to be doing the 5D Pioneer. And the reason I use Metaphysical Meanderings, you guys, is because it's well branded. If you put Metaphysical Meanderings in, I pop up. And I am slowly going to the 5D Pioneer because today we're going to be talking about more stuff than just metaphysical stuff. We're going to be talking about surviving this 5D stuff. All right. Food, gardening, just living your best life. And today it's about gardening because that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm putting in my garden. So, yeah. All right. Anyway, so how is everybody? I'm glad to see all you guys pop in. Now, if you have not joined me yet on Substack, please do it. I do have some people that have paid already for my my subscriptions. Now my subscriptions, it's $14.99 a year or a month, or $120 a 5 a year. And you're going to be starting to get, you're going to start be getting my newsletter called the 5D Pioneer. This has got tips, there's recipes, you name it. It's like the Pioneer Woman, but it's for us people who are 5D. That's exactly what it's all about. Okay. So just to let you know. All right. So I'm going to talk to you about what I'm doing right now in my gardening, because I think there's so many people that don't know some little tips, little odd things that you might be like, I didn't know that. So if you guys don't know my background, hi guys, if you don't know my background is sorry guys, I just tipped over something. I had to reach, I had to get it so I could see better. There we go. Sorry guys. I am Mennonite. I have a Mennonite background. My great grandmother, well, it would be, my great grandmother. See, my kid's great grandmother. Anyway, I have her ears. It's weird how you ever look at pictures, you're like, oh my God, that's the same shape. Anyway, you're like, whoa. It goes back several generations sometimes. My dad looks like his fourth great grandmother. Like, isn't it weird? Anyway, I have a background in Mennonite, as an Amish. If you guys don't know what Mennonite is, it's a more liberal sect of Amish. They can drive. They can use cell phones. They still dress conservatively like an Amish person, but they, like I said, they can, and they only use their phones for business. They're not like, you know what I'm saying? But I understand that. Now, my grandmother raised my mom real strict, but she wasn't Mennonite. And now I know better. So anyway, I'm just letting you guys know. So I'm going to be going through today. It's going to be I'm starting to concentrate on a little bit different. I'm going to do cooking. I'm going to do things on canning. I'm going to do things on raising chickens, how to grow your own food. We need to be prepared for 5D. It's that simple. And for the people that don't know what 5D is we're evolving quickly. We are evolving quickly to a point that, the aliens are here, and you know what I'm saying? I spend most of my time in 4D. 4D is the other side. It's that simple. And you guys know that I do because I'm a medium. So I am spending a lot of my times, like I was just walking a little bit long, and I hear people talk to me. Now, if you guys have not been following me, you need to be following me on Stock Tips too. So you need to be following me because also, there we go. I lost Substack for a second. If you have not joined me, by the way, Substack. Also, Sue is, she's got some of the best dog treats ever. Diamonds Natural. Go visit her, Diamonds naturalstore.com. It's in my link on my website. She offers specials all the time and she's got great things. So I'm putting a shout out to her to let everybody know. She's been with me for years now. So as a sponsor, so I'm helping her out. So hopefully she's watching. I don't know if she's watching. She said she might pop on. So anyway, just letting you guys know that we got to do something. We can't because we're in the age of Aquarius, you guys. We're in the age of Aquarius. Things are different. We're going to be cooperative learning, all natural. Remember, I made the comment and some of my predictions, like on NVIDIA stock, which I was just talking about a few minutes ago. I am giving you stock tips, and I told you to hold on your NVIDIA. It went up $15 in the last 2 days, and I still say it's going to hit 170. Why do I know? I'm meditating, and I hear 170, and I went 170, and then I went stock. I heard yes. And I'm like, oh, that's got to be my NVIDIA stock, right? And then the next day, this is what gets weirder. So the next day I hear the CEO say, yeah, we think we're projecting it to be at 170 before the end of the year. And I'm like, and if it goes up that high for me, what I do with my stock, you guys, I siphon it. So I got 40,000 I made off of it, right? I take it out, I cash it slightly in and keep the original amount in there, and then take that and invest it somewhere else, or I put it in a small money market bank account, or that's what I've been doing. And this seems like this works very well. So, okay, hold on, you guys. I'm going to go to a slightly different, hold on. I'm kind of sorry for my Substack people. This camera is never a very good camera. I'm going to have to get a better camera again. It keeps coming in and out. Anyway, but being a 5D, and when you're in 5D, you have to realize that, and I'm going to be pulling people in that are also in 5D, that are also gardeners, you're going to see there's going to be a lot of changes to this podcast. So, and it is going, right now, if you need to find it, it is Metaphysical Meanderings 2 for now. But I am going to switch to the 5D Pioneer. I'm trying to brand myself enough so you can always find it. That's kind of what I'm kind of doing. But anyway, to make a long story short, I'm going to talk today a little bit about your gardening, because as we go to 5D, we need to be cooperating at a deeper level. We are going, and this is a prediction, and I see it happening. And I was just talking about that was bison. I said that would become the most common, the common meat source in the United States within the next 20 to 30 years. If you're like, really? I said, yes, because they're releasing bison. They are realizing that the ecosystem is off. And I have been saying this. I said this way back in like 1920, you're going to see the resurgence of Native American culture and the way of life. And that's bison. Bison, I only eat bison. I cannot eat red meat anymore because of my weight loss surgery. And I eat bison. Now, is it expensive? Yes, it's expensive. But you have to understand that they cannot be fed corn. They cannot be, which is not good for you. You know that you should not be eating corn-fed beef. It's extremely rich. It doesn't have the right vitamins, selenium, things like that a grass-fed animal does. And bison only eat grass. It's a very lean, and it's easier to digest. So if you've got digestive problems, go to bison. You can find it anywhere. A lot of people are raising bison now. So, but there's a theory. There's two sides of the story, because some people are saying, no, they need to be free roaming because they're healthier than people who buy them and then breed them. But then I'm thinking, well, if they've got open grasslands, I don't know. The jury's out on that. But I know that I do that. My daughter only eats elk, because we have elk here in Wisconsin. Elk, venison, bison. What else was she saying? She said something else. Was it trout? It was something else. And because she's real close to vegan, and she can only eat a couple times a week, but she won't eat any pork. She won't eat any regular beef. We eat chicken, and that's about it. And I'm about ready to raise my own chickens. I've always had trouble. See, I keep coming in and out, and I don't know why. Here, hold on. This camera is just horrible. Sorry, you guys. I've got people on here. Sorry, you guys. Let me do something. There we go. Here. Why is it doing this? It just keeps it every once in a while. I don't know how to do it, how to get it to work, you guys. I apologize. There we go. See if that'll help. All right. So anyway, so what I'm going to do is we're going to get down to the basics here. And there. So let's see if that helped. Let's see if that helped. That should have helped because it comes in and out and in and out and in and out. And I've had about enough of it because it's this camera. I've had a lot of problems with this camera since I bought the camera. So, okay. So, all right. So what we're going to talk about today about some of your gardening. All right. So I'm putting in right now. So listen to some of the stuff I put in. I put in tomatoes. I've put in peppers. I'm growing my own food. I'm canning my own food. I'm going to show you how to can food. I'm going to actually have a video and a podcast on how to do this. It's not hard. And when you realize it's like, is it a lot of work? It's not the easiest, but it's healthier. If you do it all in one bulk, one big swoop, it's not so bad. I'm growing. Let me see. I have to be careful. I live here in the Midwest. And I live here in Wisconsin. So I got a shorter growing season. I put in, now you guys do know that you can grow cold weather things in like February. You're like, there's snow on the ground. I don't care. It'll grow. I know you think it's crazy. Lettuce. Why do you think they call it iceberg lettuce? It will grow. It's a cold weather. Peas, cauliflower, broccoli. Those things will grow in cold weather. Spinach. I have not put them in because I did put in my cauliflower and broccoli in March. So it's already about this big, that big, by about 2 feet big. So it's going to be producing here. And you do realize that I don't understand what's wrong with this camera. It's just black. I don't get it. And it's just this camera. It's just that camera. See, I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm going to have to get rid of the camera. Anyway, so, and notice I'm meandering. So anyway, so I am like, after I get off today, I kind of look disheveled. I have those things that put your hair back, but they're all missing. So I had like 8 of them. And I think my granddaughter's taken them because she has very long hair because I can't find them anywhere. And I had them in a little bin and I'm like to put my hair back so it's out of my face, but my hair is short. It's okay. Anyway, I'm putting in, these are the things that I've put in already. Now it's been 80 degrees here in Wisconsin. It's very, very warm and dry. Dry. Cucumbers, I have like 5 types of squash. We eat a lot of squash. I like squash soup. We use it a lot. I put in some zucchini. I put in some butternut squash, acorn squash, pumpkins, lots of different types of peppers. I love peppers and onions. I make a salsa garden. So I've got the onions, the peppers, the tomatoes. I've also put in, I'm putting in green beans. I love green beans. I used to hate them, but I love them when they're cooked like the Chinese recipe type. I'm going to show you guys how to do that. It's really awesome. All right. What else do I got? We've got cantaloupe. Now, cantaloupe, certain things in the Midwest, because I am 5A. Oh, wait, no, I'm 5B. No, I'm 5A. Yeah. I'm right on the edge. I'm right on the edge where the climate changes. And if you don't understand what the climate is, the climate has to do with when it freezes, when it thaws. Now you go north of me, it's 4B. So you see what I'm saying? I'm right on the edge of being 5A, 5B, where it doesn't get that cold. But I'm going to tell you, in 2016, it was 35 below, not wind chill, 35 below. I lost my cherry tree. My cherry tree tried to grow back and it's dead on one side because it got so cold. And a Liberty apple, which they've made it, but it's taken 10 years to get them back to where they're blooming again and growing. I from now on, I have decided, because I live on a hill, that I'm going to you can take when you have cherry trees and stuff and you don't want to lose them, you wrap them. There's a wrap that keeps them from getting that cold. You can wrap them. So I'm going to start wrapping all my cherries and my pear trees with the wind. I've also put up a windbreak that should help. It's coming up off the hill, off my pasture. So, and it's they're shrubbery. And that should help break the wind, because that was what it did. I have a garage and a house, and there is a gap between where the wind would blow onto my cherry tree and kill my cherry tree. And every year I have to hit half of it's dead. It only grows on one side because it was so cold. So anyway, I am doing all this. And I'm going to tell you guys I'm going to give you a couple of tips. And then next week, we'll be talking about 5D. Or in 2 weeks. We do it every 2 weeks. So I'm going to be talking to you about 5D and how this is improving your vibration. Now, if you are not, some of you guys have no green thumb and you're like, shit, I can't grow a damn thing. Like, I am a Capricorn rising, which tells me if you are a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo, most likely, not always, most likely you have a green thumb because you are a nurse sign. It is true. All 3 of my daughters have green thumbs and they are Capricorns. So if you don't, it's okay, because you can trade and buy things from other people. And if you don't have any space, because this year I went to all raised beds because I'm going to experiment around and then give you the tips that are working for me. Now, are you a Capricorn rising, Mimi? Most of the people that are watching me, I know there's not a lot on, and that's okay because I only come on every couple of weeks. But if you are watching me, a lot of the time you will share one of my signs. You guys, it's more than a coincidence, because you know why? You're like, oh, that was so accurate. Well, when I'm pulling cards, I can try to pull cards all I want for you guys, but I'm really kind of pulling cards for myself, sort of. Like, it just happens. And so I am a Sagittarius, Pisces, Capricorn with a Taurus North Node, and a Sag Mercury and a Capricorn Venus. So see what I'm saying? You'll be like, oh, I got that too. It's just kind of way it is. Goes, okay. All right. Yes. Steve Sharon's like, I'm a Capricorn. I'm also a Capricorn cusp, and I am a very, very, very strong Capricorn. So I'm very good at growing plants. I'm very logical, practical, responsible. Everybody depends on me, but I'm that fun loving, let's go have a party Sag. Yeah. High energy Sag. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to give you a couple things. When you're putting in your garden, and even if you do a raised bed, do a raised bed. Like, I'm in an apartment. Go get a raised bed. You can they're not expensive, and put a couple things in. Put a tomato, one tomato. You know how many tomatoes a well cared for tomato plant can produce? You can produce at least, I would say, 100 to 150 tomatoes if you are taking care of it well. Okay. Go get a cherry tomato. A lot of people like cherry tomatoes. So you can do that, something small, and it's okay. See, I've got 5 acres, but my garden's small. I'm going to be taping it as I'm working. Now, some of the things that I am doing for in my garden, put up underneath take some eggshell and crush it up real fine and put it up underneath the tomato plant. Use mushroom compost. Oh my God, that stuff works so well. You can buy it at most stores and then mix it into your soil. Okay. All right. Joe's like, I'm excited to hear about the gardening tips. Yeah. They're going to hear I'm telling you that this is what I know. I didn't realize I know so much. Do you know what I'm saying? So now the calcium in the eggshell prevents that blight. Like sometimes you get a tomato and then the bottom of it'll be like rotted at the very bottom. That's a blight. And that's coming from lack of calcium. Okay. Now, I always do this. I take a handful of nails and I put them underneath my tomato plants. Why? Quick iron fix. Just leave them rust. And then at the end of the year, they're there. You just dig them up. I put 2 or 3 of them. Okay. Sometimes I take a long nail, a real long one. Yes, nails. Make sure that they got their old-fashioned iron nails. I sometimes take a real big one and just slide it right down next to the tomato plant. Yes, it's a quick iron fix into the soil. Yes, it works. Trust me. Copper's another one. You need copper in your. Now, for me, copper also it impedes like algae. So I have a big bar and I put it in all my horses' drinking water, so we don't have any problems like that. Okay. I Some people use copper wire and they'll take a little copper wire, and someone asked me that, do you do that? And I'm like, I put it in the soil. Some people put it above the soil. There's different things. There's all kinds. Some people, here's an interesting thing. Have you ever heard of somebody doing this? Have you ever heard of grounding with a lightning rod? Have you ever heard of this? You want a quick fix for your garden? Put a lightning rod in your garden. If it's out in the middle of nowhere, of course, you don't want it, because what does it attract? Nitrogen. So they will put the lightning rod and bury it fairly deep and let the electricity, let it get hit by lightning if it's out in the middle of a field. Yes, you do. And it does work. So, yep. All right. So just if you're like, really? I'm like, yes, these are things that we have no longer been told because of modern society. Here's another one. A linen bag. Listen to this, a linen bag. An old-fashioned linen, like linen, not real expensive. You can buy them. They're becoming popular again. Put your fruits and vegetables. They'll last 3 times longer than any plastic bag or anything you could put them in. Because you know why? They keep them moist. They keep them cool. They keep them, it detracts bacteria. Linen, an old-fashioned linen bag. And then put them in, try it. I thought it was kind of like crazy. I'm like, that ain't going to work. It does work. And so I don't put it in Tupperware, put it in there. And like your peppers and stuff, they'll last 3-4 weeks. I'm going to start doing it with bread and then keeping it in bread. This is an old fashioned technique. I used was common 100 years ago. You just zip it up. Okay. So you can find them online too. Try them. It works. It saves your food. It's antibacterial. There's no plastic. There's no microplastics in there. There's no moisture. It stays fairly dry. Great for potatoes. Remember how we used to use used to have a sack of potatoes? Remember, we used to call them sack of potatoes, a sack of potatoes. And if you think about it, what was that made out of? Hemp. Hemp is another one. Linen and hemp are natural occurring substances that are antibacterial, and they maintain their moisture. They don't get anything too moist or too dry. Think about it, how simple that is. You can save yourself a lot of money. See, that's what this is about. I have no stuff. So yes, put an apple with your potatoes. Yes, I've heard that too. And that does work too. You can get apples, if you're careful, to last up to 10 months. Did you guys know that? Without rotting, if you're being careful. Okay. Some other things. For my tomatoes, I've got marigolds, basil, oregano, and chives. I'm mixing it underneath my tomatoes. All those things keep bugs away. I'm also putting, I love oil of oregano. You guys know. Listen, Lana was coming down with that flu that's going around. It's gone. I upped my oil of oregano. It works. If you do not believe it, I take it every day. I am not getting sick. My husband was sick as a dog. He doesn't like it. He's like, upsets his stomach. I said, well, then eat it with food. No, I'm not doing. Well, then he was sick. Well, then you get what you want. Then you get what you deserve. Too bad. All right. Yep. A basil, oregano, chives, marigolds. Marigolds have pyrethrin. Did you guys know that? Pyrethrin is a weed killer. Did you know that? And that's where they get it from, marigolds. That's why marigolds have that icky smell. They kind of stink. You know what I'm saying? They just do. They just don't smell very good. I am going out there today, and with my, I always make a mound. I make a mound for my, like the natives did, where they would make a mound, and then they put their squash in a circle and then let it grow out. And I put a marigold right in between, and it helps keep squash bugs away. I have the worst time with squash bugs. And also a good way to keep your squash bugs away, you guys know what I'm talking when they get really bad, keep moving them around. The bugs can't find them. So like next year, I'm going to move them back behind my garage, the squash. This year, I'm back up here, and then I'm going to put marigolds in. See, there's ways to get around this without having to spray. We don't want to spray. We're killing. Did you know that we are killing the bees? The bees are dying. That the bees are down 80%. I've only seen maybe 3 bees. I actually literally saw a bee in my car. Instead of squashing it, it was just a little honeybee. It was real cute. I took it on my hand. It didn't, they usually honeybees don't sting you, by the way. Did you know that? And I took them and then I rolled my window down and just pushed him out. I'm like, we need them. We need them. It's important. We're also, they're monitoring monarch butterflies. There's been a huge decrease. That scares me. The monarch butterflies. So they're hoping that they're going to figure out why. So you might not see them that much. I usually about this time of year, I've already seen many butterflies. I haven't seen any. I think I've seen 3. And I also have noticed too that my hummingbirds aren't back yet. They should be back and active. I've got a lot of hummingbirds because I'm out in the country and I have flowers everywhere, roses, and I haven't seen any yet. So I'm a little concerned. But anyway, basil, oregano, chives, any of those. Putting them underneath your peppers, underneath your, I don't have too many problems because peppers are capsaicin and they're spicy. My chickens won't eat them. So I don't have to worry. So all of my that kind of thing around my chicken coop. Because if I put my tomatoes or actually my pumpkins, oh no, that's a feast for a chicken. So I moved them and I have them away. But usually I don't have any trouble with peppers too much. If you feed them well, they like a lot of food. And here's another tip about your pepper. So if you got peppers, take the first one off as it starts to grow. Take the first one off. The rest of them will be huge. Why? Because the plant takes so much energy to grow that first one. The rest of them are really tiny. So I know you're like, oh, I don't want to. But when they get about that big, like a bell pepper, it gets that big, take it off. Trust me, it works. All right. So warm weather versus cold weather. I already told you about that and how to put in certain things. You can grow broccoli in December. It's true. Try it. I just put it in the ground, let it grow. And here's an oddest thing that I have just discovered and did not know, that broccoli and cauliflower can be perennial. I had plants I left last year. I just left them in the ground and here they're growing. They've actually got flowering and I'm like, I thought they were annuals. They're not. They're perennial. And I'm like, so what I'm doing now is kind of playing around with it, going, hey, if I just keep cutting them and then baby the plant, it'll just keep growing and growing and growing. Like wild, huh? So, all right. Can you use buckets for plants? You can. Use a 5-gallon. Have you seen the new things where they are like, they're tilted slightly and they hold 8 buckets and you can put your plants in there? It's like tilted forward and it's like a stand. You can do it that way. Yes, you can use buckets because it's deep enough. You have to have, usually for one tomato plant, you need about that much. It needs to be about that deep. Okay, so that you know. And you do know about tomato plants too, right? That tomato plants should be put, so if your plant is this high, it should be put into the ground that high. All the rest of it will go as root, and you need to put it real deep into the soil. Okay, there's a lot of stuff that I thought everybody knew this stuff. I grew up this way. So yes, you can put a hole in the bucket. Just drill a couple of small holes to let out so it doesn't get too wet. You don't want a wet tomato. Tomatoes don't like that. Now, certain plants do, but like I'm trying to grow cantaloupe. Now, cantaloupe are touchy here because they have a long growing season. Watermelons too. You have to grow the smaller watermelons. Well, I'm growing something called a North Dakota midget. So they grow in North Dakota, so it's cold. And they only get to be about this big, but they're cantaloupe. And so I'm growing. You have to check around for what your growing season is, what your growing zone is. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. James is like, you can water the roots on tomatoes like a root watering. Yes, you can. And so what I do, a lot of these plants don't like to be, they don't like to be watered from above. Did you know that? That's how they get diseases. So that's how you can get blight on tomatoes. You water. So I personally will go to my and water them on the ground. My other plants that don't bother, like my lettuce, my spinach, I have a sprinkler system. But to just let you know, okay. Oh, okay. I understand, James. I get it. I get it. What do rainbows mean to me? I never thought about it. I know that the rainbows, what they're supposed to be as a promise, but I do know that I like seeing double rainbows. Have you ever seen a double rainbow? A double rainbow is where it's like and usually the sun's out, by the way. That's how you get them, the double ones. Yeah. So back to back, yes, the double ones where they're like, right, you can see two and you're like, it's just, all it is the ice crystals in the air and it's refracting. So yeah. So anyway, all right. Yes, those glass, yes, the glass bulb waterers, yes, those do work. I don't use those a whole lot though. I have like a little, it looks like the Seven Dwarfs, and it's one of these, and you fill it with water when you water the plant. And so it has a slow release on any of my plants that like a lot of water, because some plants just like a lot of water. They are very thirsty. Peppers are funny. If you water them and really feed them, you don't have to water them as much. Tomatoes like a lot of water. Spinach, broccoli, celeries. Oh my gosh, celery. I have tried celery many times. They always get tough. This year, I'm watering the heck out of them. And I'm going to see if I get them to stay. Now, they mature around July. So then what I'm going to do is put something else in the same spot when I harvest. And I'm trying to figure out right now, what I think I'm going to do is try to can or put them in jars in water. And that's something I'm going to talk to you guys too. I know how to can. So I've watched my grandmother and my great grandmother do it for years. I know, and there's also a way to cold can where you don't have to go through the pressure cooker and all that crap. There's a couple of different ways to do it. So, okay. All right. So, all right. So you mean spiritually? Oh, I have to put some thought into that, Supriya. I haven't, like, you know what I'm saying? I have to put some thought into it. But anyway, so what you're going to start seeing is here, like, let me share myself here. There. Sorry. You're going to start seeing things like this, because it's spiritual too, right? Raising chickens. I'm a chicken expert. It's funny because my husband turned on this. He's look, it's a chicken show. It's like, it was just like a documentary. They were talking about people who were breeding chickens and showing chickens. And I'm like, I know people that do it. And I breed my own chickens. I've bred my own chickens for years, and I have it's almost like my own breed. And so they're talking to me. I'm like, no, that chicken, that's not a show quality chicken. And I'm sitting there, and my husband goes, how do you know? It's just not. No, that one is. It is like, yeah. So, but I will tell you, if you raise this is the thing for chickens. With chickens, you have every farm, every piece of property has their own set of bacteria and other things growing, because it's a lot, your soil is alive. And what you need to do is play off of that. You need to hatch your own chickens, because then the chickens that laid the eggs are immune to what's on your farm. So you should not be mixing chickens. You never, ever go get a 2-year-old chicken from somebody. You don't do that, because it's going to bring something foreign to your flock and kill it. I have brought them as old as 2 months and 3 months old, but that's it. But you should even hatch them on your farm. See, when you hatch them, they don't have any bacteria in them because they're in a sequestered area. So it's not as bad, but you don't ever mix chickens, because everybody, like I said, like I test, by the way, I do test my water. I do test, because I have to by the state standards in the state of Wisconsin. I do test my soil for any type of bacteria like E. coli or anything. Everything is testing negative. I did test my water. I got to go do that soon. And found that I had flora. Sometimes you'll get like blooming algae crap. It gets in your water system. Because I have a well, and we had to pour chlorine down it. So, which kind of made me unhappy, because we have a huge aquifer and we all share it. But I had no choice, because it wasn't horribly dangerous. But see the perils of living on a farm. That's what you do. So, okay. All right. So just letting you guys know. And I'm just a couple of things. And yes, you will see this appearing. I am having the hardest time. If anybody knows how to convert a dot movie to an MP4, please let me know. I have a dot movie. I have intro dot movie that needs to be converted to an MP4, and I'm having the wickedest time because I have an intro, and I can't. Been sitting here playing with it and playing with it, and I'm not too bad with the computer. You know that. You know I'm pretty good with it, but I cannot get it, and I'm like, and it's sitting on my desktop and I'm trying to figure out how to convert it. So I'm going to have somebody, and maybe I'll have my IT person figure it out for me. All right. Do I start my seeds or plants? Some by seed, some by plant. I usually do get my tomatoes because I get a jump, and my peppers. But other than that, sometimes my eggplant. But other than that, like when it comes to zucchinis and cucumbers, it is best to start with seed. They're a little healthier coming up too. So, okay. All right. So I'm going to ask questions. I know that's why you're all here. So if you haven't joined me yet, join me on Substack, because my Substack is growing quickly because I can say what I need to say. I cannot say it on TT. I'm being suppressed. It's ridiculous. If I put in hashtag Lana's Enchanted Sky, 300 hits, I've got 450,000 people. So don't tell me you're not doing stuff. So with that said, I will take a couple questions for you. You guys know, all right. Does it cost anything? You can join me for free, or you can pay. My $15 a month is my payment, but you're going to be getting blogs. So I've got a couple of people like blogging, like this stuff. I am probably going to tape this. Oh, I forgot my plot. I was going to use plot, but plot's dead. I got to do my plot. And it would summarize everything, and then you guys would have it, like in writing. So it's stuff like that. You'll be getting all kinds of things. You'll also be getting my newsletter. My newsletter's going to have all this stuff in it. I'm eventually going to want to make it into a magazine. So, okay. All right. I could you, James? I have to copy it and get it into a different format. And I'm having the wickedest time. I have been sitting for like hour, like it's been going on for like weeks. I have a beautiful intro, and I'm like, well, yeah. So anyway, all right. I will take questions. So go ahead and ask me a couple questions, because we're right at that end. We got about maybe 5 minutes left. So, okay. Geraldine. Hi, Geraldine. Will I receive good news on the wedding contract? They're going to prolong this. They're going to drag this out. Why are they dragging this out? I feel like somebody's sick, or they can't get back to you or something. It is a new start for you. Okay. It is a new start. All right. So just letting you know, I think you are, it just takes forever. I think you're going to be happy. You'll be happy. All right. So, okay. Somebody just told me they have a thyroid. You have thyroid nodules, Micra. I don't mess with that, because you know what that is, right? When you have a nodule, you have a goiter, and your thyroid is not working right. No, if I were you, I see if they can just do a lumpectomy and not remove your thyroid, because you don't really want your thyroid removed. If you guys don't know, I've got Hashimoto's. I think how much I bet me my Hashimoto's is gone because of my gallbladder being out. My gallbladder had been bad for at least 15 years and didn't even know it. I would get occasional pain in my side, no big deal. You know what I'm saying? If I didn't eat the right food, yeah. But they checked it over and over and said, oh, nothing's wrong. My acupuncturist was who found it, kept saying, you've got a bad gallbladder. I'm like, no, I don't. Like, I've had it checked over and over. No, you have a bad gallbladder. Yep, I did. So yeah. All right. All right. Sarbear, am I meant to own a small business? Yes. It's not going to make a whole lot. It's more of a keep it fun. Okay. Keep it fun. If you keep it fun, it seems like it will do better. Okay. So figure out something you want. Micra, you had your gallbladder removed in 2010. Yeah. Your thyroid, they're connected, completely connected. And I have been using L-tyrosine. The L-tyrosine is supposed to activate your thyroid, and I took it and shook. So it's telling me that something's working. I think my gallbladder was creating inflammation, which was affecting my thyroid. Are you taking enough? I want to ask you, Mike Brought, have you been taking selenium? You do know that you're supposed to be taking selenium if you've got a thyroid problem. Selenium is a micronutrient found in the best place in the country, in the world, in the United States, bison meat. I kid you not. And in the Midwest, we are very low in selenium. I have to put selenium in my horse's food because it's that low. And I have to make sure it's got, because it's just, we're selenium poor in the soil. So, okay. Oh, you're going to do half? Okay. Are you going to try to get away without having to have the whole thing and having to be on meds? You can. But Micra, try selenium. Selenium is a micronutrient that we need. I take it every day. Okay. All right. Okay. Here we go. Let me answer some other people. Okay. Hi, guys. Hi, guys. Hello. I'm looking at everybody. Go ahead and ask your questions. You can go ahead. Wait, hold on. Comments. Okay, hold on. Here goes comments. Hey, Earl. Okay. Anna. Hi, guys. Hi, Tracy. Oh, these are most of my people I know. All right. Denora, Earl. Earl, will you be getting that? I want to say, I don't know why. I want to say in the middle of the month of June. But yeah, you're going to get something. Okay, Earl? All right. You're still waiting to close on a house. Do you see anything? Second week of June, something's big for that. Okay. All right. I'll let you know. I'm good with time frames. I'm also, like Anna said, I've helped her find something the other night. I laugh because I've helped other people before. And she goes, where's my jump drive? I said, it's in a bag. She goes, it's in a bag. I said, it's in a bag. And sure enough, she went over and she's like, looked and she dug around. She's like, there it was. She's like, oh, okay. Yep. So, all right. Jay Liddick. Jay Lit. Okay. Jill. Yeah. Liddick. Will your surgery go good tomorrow? Yeah, you'll be fine. It's actually it's going to be, is it a necessary one? It seems like it's necessary, but you'll feel better. Does that help? Okay. I don't know if that helps you. All right. All right. Lady Megan, will great nephews go back and stay with mom? No. How's that? Oh, they're removing an arthritic joint in your finger. Okay, good. You're going to feel up. Okay, that makes sense. You're going to feel better. That's all I know. Okay. No, Deborah Joffrey. She says, have you seen the new studies on saffron and ADHD? No, I have not. I'm telling you, the ADHD that we all have, because we all have it, is from all the dyes and all the plastics in our food. And I'm telling you, by cleaning out, you're going to see a huge change in people. And the dyes are big. You're going to see a huge change coming in this country. We're going to start because we're not putting up with it anymore. Now, do I say that I love Donald Trump? No, understatement, but there's always some good that happens. And I do want to say Robert Kennedy's he's scary, but he does have some good ideas in getting all the dyes out, which I predicted. If you look on my website, I predicted way back in, I would say maybe 21 or 22 that all the dyes are coming out. And I thought I said yellow, but I think it's red so far that's coming out. They were removed when we were kids. How come they're suddenly back in our food? Yeah. Why? Yeah. All right. Okay. So yes, I agree. All right. So Petty, Lisa, will I get a job or change paths? Yes, you are. You're going to know by August. It's going to smack you right in the face, my dear. All right. Well, healthcare is going to be, honey. James wants to know, is healthcare going to be affordable soon? You know, they did the things with not everything's bad. Supposedly he's going to cut the prescription prices. We're going to have healthcare, guys. It's coming. I've been saying it. It's coming. There's no way that we can't have it. It's coming. I will say that at least my insurance, because man, I had to have that emergency surgery and I was locked in basically they wouldn't let me go home. So I had to sit in the hospital for 24 hours. And I'm thinking, oh my God, $500 is all it cost me. I was like, okay, I'll pay that. I was like, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, wow, that's it. So my insurance actually kicked in and did what they're supposed to. I think a lot of they've been scared. They saw what happened to one of these CEOs. They're not pulling crap like they've been pulling crap. And I still say that they're crumbling and they know it. And it's not too far away. I want to say 2 to 3 years. And no, Trump isn't going to make it full 4 years. Anyway, oh, it is. So saffron is as effective as taking Concerta. Okay. Well, we all know that when you have an infection, the best thing you can take instead of taking moxicillin is oil of oregano. If you don't believe me, try it. It works. And I've been using it for years for my chickens. It kept my chickens healthy and it keeps them from dying too quickly. Because sometimes chickens, so I have one chicken, she's got to be 7 or 8 years old. She's so tame. She'll come up and whenever I'm gardening, she'll stand there waiting to see if I dig up worms, she's healthy and it's the oil of oregano. Okay. All right. And garlic. Okay, you use garlic unless, for me personally, I don't like garlic starts to come out of your pores. So I don't like it. But garlic, if you can get odorless garlic works the same way because they're in the same type of family. So yeah. All right. It does. Mimi's like, I tried it. It does work. I'm telling you. All right. Yeah. You know what? You foresee more stuff happening like that, James. I agree. People are not putting up with this. We're in the middle of this. Who started this? Pope. That Pope, that was a big deal, you guys. You guys don't realize what a big deal that was, but it was because he's anti-Trump. Did you see the thing he sent Donald Trump, what he said? I'm like, whew. It's going to reactivate the Progressive Party. And it's because now they've got people behind them. You're going to see a change. And people don't understand because I'm a moderate, but I'm a moderate progressive. And people are like, how could you be that both? Yes, you can be, because there's certain things I don't believe in. There's certain things I do. I believe in unions. There's certain things I'm not even going to say them because you may not agree with me. And that's beside the point, but I know what I am. And I'm a moderate progressive. I'm not a real super liberal progressive because there's certain things I don't agree with. Okay. So, but I do want to say one thing. It's nobody's business what you do in the privacy of your own home. If it's not hurting anybody, then leave people alone, All right. Yeah. It says Supriya's like, yeah, yep. I'm not really super. I lean that way, but I'm not. I'm like, there's certain things I don't agree with. And I'm like, yeah. All right. Yeah, you're a moderate until Trump. Yeah, you're getting forced because I was always moderate too. I'd voted Republican in the past. I'd voted Democrat in the past. It didn't matter who I liked and what they had to say. But now it's forcing me. It's gonna unravel. We gotta wait this out. Okay. And remember, I said a dark-haired man. Is that John Ossoff or is that Andy Bashar? Because they're all saying they're gonna run, and then they both are 5'10". I said this guy's about 5'10", nice looking, like in shape, dark hair. So let's wait and see. All right. All right. Yes, I am huge. I am huge on unions. They are a necessary evil because that's the only way you're ever going to get things to keep things equal for the little guy fighting these corporations. So Chris Murphy, I haven't looked at Chris Murphy yet, Maryland much, but those two look pretty good. Remember, I told you there's going to be a man that brings everybody together. And I still want to say there's somehow a woman playing in this part. So maybe he's going to pick a vice president running mate. I'm not sure, but there's something like that. So, all right, you guys, I am out of here. I have to go garden. I seriously do. That's where I'm going. So I am going out. That's why I said I'm in, like, look at my shirt. Look at December 1966. A birth date to remember. You guys have a great day and keep watching. Join my Substack. My Substack's important because that's where you're going to start seeing the newsletter. I decided to do that. I remember I was going to send it and everybody could subscribe. I'm like, no, I'm going to do it on Substack. It's already set up. So it's set up. So when you can just join me and it's just Buy it if you don't want it. You want it free. You can always change your mind too. So, okay. All right, you guys, have a great day. It's 80 something degrees here. I got to get out and water that garden and do my gardening because I am going to show you how to can. We can can without a pressure cooker. I'm going to show you how to do it because I know how to do it. All right. Okay. Have a great one.